The Cape Peninsula University of Technology journalism students, second years. 31 of them have been running around and working with us since Monday.
It was a wonderful experience. A week spent at the Independent Electoral Commission. It was an intense lecture coupled with on-the-job skills training. Whereas students, we got to learn about the electoral body from the inside, given a chance to interact with various stakeholders of our democratic South Africa, political parties, media organizations, election observers, members of the South African Police Service, the South African National Defence Force, firefighters, traffic officials, all had one goal: to deliver and see to it that polls are free and fair.
We have just done our job in terms of the Constitution. We are responsible for the safety of all our citizens out there. And I think we've just done our job, and we have done it with a passion that we usually do it.
All political parties gave the IEC a resounding applause for a job well done, except for Pan-African Congress. Pan-Africanists felt the process may be free, but it's not fair, because every party doesn't have the same resources, but vowed to grow their party under these circumstances.
Up and up and no other direction. Thank you very much.
The winner in the Western Cape, the Democratic Alliance, was elated about its victory.
And we will take that election manifesto and we will go and work our election manifesto into our integrated development plan, so that the voters can monitor us to see that we implement what we say we are going to implement. Because it's only together that we can make progress possible together. One nation, one future. What this election has shown us is that it is a very historic moment in the history of our country, where you see that voters across South Africa embrace the philosophy of the DA of clean governance. We said to the rest of the country, and we said to the rest of the municipalities in the Western Cape, we're very eager to come and roll out clean, no corruption government in your municipalities, and they have responded positively. I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful. It's a big responsibility.
The African National Congress's Cape Town mayoral candidate believes they put on a good fight, cushioning their strongholds while taking some wards from the DA.
From the onset, we knew that this is going to be a very difficult campaign, because we're fighting a party that is well resourced, even using the council resources to defend its terrain. And but we resolved that we are going to take the fight to their doorstep. And I think here in the metro, we really did quite an improvement, because what we did was to protect our base, of which we did. We retained all the wards that were won in 2011, and also reclaim some of the wards that were taken by the Democratic Alliance in 2011. I'm just now going to peruse in terms of the PR seats in the city of Cape Town. Relatively, I think in the city of Cape Town, we put up a good fight, and our campaign was very, very positive.
Where do you think you lost it?
Well, the issue here is that the DA is good at using the strategy of a fear factor. I mean, we realized even yesterday, and when they were actually sending out SMSs, that is neck to neck in Cape Town, Cape Town DA. So this is the same tactic that they used in 2014. They have instilled some sense of a fear amongst the white people, especially in the affluent areas here. So that's their strategy of mobilizing people to get out of their houses to go and vote in numbers. But we have to continue to spread the message that the issue of racism in the city of Cape Town must come to an end. We must really break these barriers between the poor and the rich, and make sure that we speak with one voice as one people.
They don't have jobs, they are unemployed, our youth are still struggling, crimes is high, and I don't know how can people still vote DA. Why is DA still winning here with the majority in city of Cape Town, and now people is still struggling. I don't understand.
The Western Cape had a few surprises. In Kanaland, are you surprised?
I am surprised. At the same time, I'm not surprised. I think we did very good in Kanaland, but it was really tough, and yeah. So I'm surprised and also not surprised. It's a tough question.
In Kanaland, in the Eden District Municipality, ICOSA won the municipality, beating both the DA and the ANC. Their representative in the city of Cape Town issued a stern warning to all political parties.
Thank you for voting. We want to say that we need to look out for this party. We believe that ICOSA is the alternative party for South Africa. It's a party that says no to racism, no to corruption, and a party that will, will need to watch out for us. And as you can see there how we did in the Western Cape, it's been, you need to keep your eyes open for us. And we want to say dynamite comes in small packages.
New player on the block, the Economic Freedom Fighters, did well overall in the country, but only managed a mere few seats in the city of Cape Town.
To the voters who have shown confidence in the Economic Freedom Fighters. We haven't lost anything. It was our first time. Instead, we've gained. So for us, it's an achievement. We're moving from zero to something. So we are indeed the only hope, and we will strive towards being stronger towards 2019. In terms of the free and the fairness, that leaves us to wait until the final results have been declared. We don't want to pronounce ourselves so early.
The 3rd of August local government elections changed the political landscape, giving birth to a dawn of coalition politics across the country. Even the Rand showed some signs of excitement by improving a bit. As students, we had roles that ranged from the accreditation desk, the information desk team, the provincial electoral office's media team, a research team. And lastly, some did some media shadowing around SABC. The purpose of the program was a work experience exercise where students could test their skills, analytical assessments, and how to deal with workload pressure. Seeing elections from an IEC angle, you get a different perception of what they consider a free and fair election. According to the Commission's Deputy Chairperson, Terry Tselane, they look at 3 things to assess whether they are free and fair. Training of staff, opening doors on time for the elections, announcing the results within the prescribed time. Observers at the time had not yet declared their opinions.
A position on the elections because that's supposed to be verified. We are submitting our reports as independent observers. We're submitting that to the IEC when those reports are done. We're still in the process of observing because the election process hasn't been completed yet. And that report would be public as much as we make it available to the IEC. But fundamentally, as we said, elections and to vote is a fundamental right of every citizen. And we participated to observe that that right is respected, that people can do so without fear or favour, and with the hope that elections will be free and fair, and that it would be a declaration as such, because that's in the interest of our country. And we would provide an opinion based on our analysis and based on our reports when that is collated.
The PEO, Reverend Courtney Sampson, urged South Africans to hold the new councillors to account. He says citizens should be willing participants in the democratic society after their elections.
I think what's going to be very important now is that we continue, those people who have voted, continue to show the interest in the governance of our country, local government, by doing two things. I think the one is to make sure that we hold the elected representatives accountable when their names are made known eventually, but also that we provide the support that they require in order to represent us well. So those are for me two very important things that need to follow immediately after this election. I think too few of us as South Africans take that responsibility seriously of supporting those who are in our different spheres of government as elected representatives, and also holding them accountable to make sure that they do what is required for the areas in which we live.
And there was still time for the biggest lecture of the week.
Whether the IEC was going to give you money or not, you were going to have to do this as part of your learning anyway. The kind of networking that you are able to do is actually, you should be paying them money.
We do now.
The level of journalists you were able to meet. Do you understand that people in journalism have to work for a minimum of 10 to 15 years and become senior journalists before they are even allowed to cover an election at the level at which you guys were? I don't want to hear anybody asking me anything about money, about how much it is, about whether you can pay per day, per hour. That is absolute nonsense. Okay. And on that note,
everything of the best for the future from here onwards. And we trust that you will be very kind to us when you do your journalism work, understanding elections a little bit better than